What's up? What's up, everybody? It's another week. It's another day. This is the Art of Sound Show. I am your host, Ella, and I will be hosting this show. We do this every Thursday, right? Every Thursdays at 12 p.m. Now, I hope that you guys can see me clearly, hear me clearly. I hope the my audio voice is syncing up correctly on screen. I'm still trying to pull up the questions in case you guys have questions. There we go. Um, these streams are live, so that means I can see your questions as we go. There might be a sort of delay, but I'll still get your questions as I see them come in. So we're just going to activate that. So, yeah. So today we're going to dive into some things I thought was pretty cool in regards to the new update with Studio One 3.1. All right. There wasn't much update. It wasn't an overhaul. It was just an update. It was some things that they addressed. A lot of things like bugs and different things like that we were having problems with. And I'll say the good thing about Studio One or Personas that is they are very good in responding to us Studio One users, and their response time is pretty good in comparison to some other dolls. I won't mention any names. It's pretty good in terms of their attack, their timing attack. You know what I mean? They come right on it, and that's why I feel like they're almost like the number one doll right now, because I mean, there might be some glitches, and I watch a few videos. There are definitely some things that a lot of people would rather see happen inside the studio, but you gotta admit it. Every time they come out with an update, they own it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what put them on top of everybody, because man, they thinking about us. They responding to the user base. I mean, like what more could you ask for? When you make your request and then they come out, they may or may not come with your specific request, some things that you may be dealing with, but they will eventually get around to it. I think it's one of those things where there has to be enough complaints on a subject, something like that, and then they attack it or whatever. Like, one of the major things I was dealing with was when I bounced down a file, an audio file. All right, I'll create something using, I don't know, any plugin, Impact, Presence, MyTi, Native Instrument stuff. Anytime I'll bounce in place, I always get this glitch in the beginning of the waveform, or the wave. The start of it is like this little spike, like this little noise. It spikes. It's like a click sound that comes in the beginning, and it was like annoying. And every time I would have to either fade into it or cut the beginning. But see, the problem with that was, if I have a kick, and I explained this in another video, my other video that I put out about the 3.1. I touched briefly on some of the updates that I thought was pretty cool. But if you got a kick or something that's coming in and you need that attack, that was like, it just didn't make sense. It was. I'm like, man, you guys got to fix this. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's an issue that a lot of people were having. A lot of people was had a complaint about it, and so that was something that they fixed. I don't think many people are talking about that. I don't remember seeing or reading a blog that talks about that, but I'm gonna talk about it. So big ups to Personas for fixing that problem. And before we move forward in our show, I want to let you guys know I have several courses available on my site, www.ksound.com/ASU. I have several courses available. I have a tutorial on there showing you guys how to utilize your machine for your production, and as well as I go briefly into using a machine inside Studio One. Any DAW that has that supports third-party plugins, you can pull up machine in it. I also have a course with music production, how to produce a song. I have that available. That's been a hit actually, and I'm actually going to create another course. That one was done in Logic Pro, and this time, this course you already know, I'm going to be using Studio One and show you guys some things inside of Studio One, and that should be available probably within the next week or so. I don't know. You guys need to subscribe to the website, and definitely will let you know when that comes out. So you guys, I have a lot of guys hitting me up on YouTube asking me to put something together, tutorial like a course or something where I could just show you everything. So yeah, I'm gonna dive in and I'm gonna show you guys some things or whatever in regards to making a song, music production or whatever. Cool. All right, so let's dive in. If you guys have any questions, because this is a live show, you could definitely click on the YouTube video itself. Go to YouTube and click on the video, and you can ask your questions live. And as soon as I see it come in, I'll answer your question the best way I can. All right. So let's dive in. So if right here, let's create a new song. Something totally blank. All right. So like I said, there's not much, it won't look no different from what it did before. But I mean, there are some things that we can definitely appreciate. All right, you can still, all of this is the same, you know. I changed my colors, by the way, so it looks a little different from my other streams. But anyway, the first thing that I've noticed when I went in was this section right here. They added favorites. That's pretty dope to me. Like if you can like favorite everything that you have, all of if you got a lot of plugins and effects and different things like that, you tend to get lost in the stuff. As you can see, I'm scrolling and still scrolling. So it's pretty cool that and the ability to search for your files. This dope. You can go ahead and type in what you're looking for. I mean, that's cool. But what's doper, say you're not thinking about, say you forget the name of something you using because you got a busy day or whatever case is, or you want a faster way. I think that Studio One is just a faster workflow, period. But they made it even faster because now we have what we call favorites. And the way you can save your favorites is by right clicking on something and just say favorites. All right. And you have a special folder right up here and you have all your favorites. As you can see, I have a few favorites that I've begun to build so far. And that's not all. They did something even more awesome than that. We have what plugin management. All right. Plugin management is super dope. All right. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. I need to I was working on the video. That out of there. But you can manage your videos and I'm sorry. I said manage your videos. That's because okay. You can manage your plugins. Trying to change some things around. So let's go back to instruments. This is where I began to start to manage my plugins. So there's this wrench icon right here, and if you hover over it, it says manage plugins. All right. If you click on it, now you have the ability to hide and show different plugins. This is pretty cool. So far you can see some of them I began to already hide, and once you click on plugin management again, you get to see the consolidated view. This is pretty cool. So now all of the plugins that I use are available to me instead of everything. Because if you're like me, you have several plugins that may reflect the VST or AU at the same time. You know, you got the mono and you got the stereo version, and then you know, and then you might have the VST version, then AU version. I really have yet discovered the difference between VST or AU. I know that Logic Pro only works with audio units, AU plugins. They do not work with VSTs, but there are some other DAWs that works with VSTs. In this case, Studio One recognizes them both. So I guess you just have to pick which one you want to use. I've used both in several instances. Like I'll use Battery 4, and then I'll use the AU version of it, and then come back around and use the VST version. I have yet noticed the difference between them two. So, you know, I just, you know, hide one of them and have one instance of Battery and one instance of the rest of my plugins and call it a day, you know. So that's dope. That's definitely dope, you know, for stuff like that. We also have multi instruments up here. Multi instruments is something that was already implemented Studio One 3. All right, it just makes them easier. Now they have a folder specific to them and the different presets that you can attach to them. Now, here's another thing. If you guys know anything about Node Effects, so say for instance, we pull up a I don't know, pull up an instrument track, and first of all, it got to be an instrument. Switch to instrument. So we pull up an instrument. I can choose to grab something from this one or go down the list. Let's go for machine, right? Machine 2. Just for instance, you know, I'm just pulling up anything. You know, it depends. Depends on whatever you want to do. Whatever you have, you know, you can do whatever you need. So if we activate this this inspector here, we can go. This is where Node Effects was at all times. I remember one time I was working on a project. I seen a video where I can add a arpeggiator plugin to my instrument for what I was trying to do, but I couldn't remember where that stuff was being located. So I watched the video again, and oh, it's over here, and or no, it was a video that I uploaded, and one of my viewers let me know that okay, you can get to Node Effects over for inspector. I thought, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, cool. And but see, that's kind of crazy because you have this nice browser functionality, and I was so looking for the arpeggiator through his browse system and couldn't find it. But Node Effects is over here in a whole nother section. So what they did was, I'm not sure if they noticed that some people have that issue, or they just trying to put out there that they do have these different other plugins that you guys are not using because y'all probably don't know that it exists. So they put them over here where the favorites live, this whole section up here. So now you can go to Node Effects this way as well, and it comes up with the presets that are available each of these plugins, which is dope. So now you have two places access to Node Effects, which is pretty cool. I love that. Right. Another thing I've noticed was the colors. Right. These are all the same things. A video. I've noticed the color of the track. Now you can see the actual color of the track itself. Like you can only see like the strip. You know, let's pull up some other instruments. Say we did like three instrument. and just pull up something empty. Now by default, I don't know what would happen once you guys update, but if you go here, you have the option, this little wrench tool here. You have the option to click on and off under visibility your colorized track controls. You see, this is what it looked like before. So if I was to change this to pink, or I change this color to brown or something, okay, change this color green or something like that. And you can see the colors in there, but with the new thing that they added, you can click it on and you can see the colors itself. The actual, that I thought that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. I mean, you could have still seen the color strips on the edge of them, but I think this was a request from several people and they added this in. I mean, it's cool. I like colors. It helps you stay more organized. The more colors, the better. The better you can see what's going on. And I think the whole concept behind this is making things easy to see. Okay, I see my screen went out. That's not good. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Something told me to check. Stop by at 12. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. Here is a black screen now. Studio One is pitch black. Okay, I'm very sorry about that. That's probably something I need to edit. But okay. Somehow I accidentally switched to another screen. Okay. You guys can hear me well. That's very important. You guys can hear me. Okay, let's continue. All right. So this is what I was saying. I was saying that you can, by default, well, this is what it looked like before. You can see the color strips in here, and now under visibility you can click on colorized track controls and you can see the actual colors. So that's what I was trying to show you guys before my screen went black. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so that's pretty dope to me. I like that. I dig that. Dig that. There was something else that I thought was pretty cool. Like there was a track that I did, and I added a note effects to it, and there was say for instance, let's go and add a note effects to this here. I've noticed that there were like this little icon right here that pops up right next to my instrument. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I can click on and off the icon. I'm sorry, I can't zoom show you guys exactly how that looks, but there's an icon right next to your instrument. So you have an instrument, the piano is your icon, and right next to that is the icon with your note effect. I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm hearing this. I see a signal, but like the signal was coming out. That's one thing I thought was pretty weird. Like I don't even have an instrument on this particular channel, but you see a signal coming out. But anyway, let's pull up some battery drums, and in this demonstration, I'm gonna show you something else that they implemented, which is called layers. I think I have a handle on it, but I want to show you guys anyway that this is something that I just noticed. I'm like, okay. And to me, my take on it is this is just like Compton the track. You can select or different takes. Depending on what area you select on will become the new revision on the top track. And as a matter of fact, this was something that I seen in the video that Teddy Riley did, the last video, the last NAMM event. I think it was 2012 or 2013, where he showed his comping technique. But I noticed when I add a new instrument track and begin to, create my idea, there's like every time I create something, there's another take that follows it, like automatically. I wonder if there was a way to activate that in the settings somewhere, or deactivate it. But so far, that's something that I've noticed right out the back after I updated with everything. It is something. Yeah. My buddy here says no sound from Studio One. See, that's the thing. uh, there is no sound. Like on this track here, there's nothing on here. But it is you. you looking at something that may potentially, come out, but there's nothing there. But anyway, let's grab a kick, and this time you should hear something. That's dope. Okay, that's a nice clap. I just don't want a delay on there. See if I can go to turn off the delay. Turn on the Metrodome. Way too slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So like 83. So let's dial that in for real. 83. Be nice if my Metrodome stay on. Okay. Let's undo that. Now that's annoying. Metrodome is supposed to stay on. Let's reactivate that. But as y'all can see, my layers are starting to build every time I do something. It's still no. You guys still can't hear. I think to get the counting stuff you mentioned, you hit the wrench by the Metrodome. Well, the wrench is the metronome here. Also, screen is. This is gonna become a real big issue if I keep getting these black screens. That's bothering me, and I'm gonna need to resize my window so I can catch this stuff before it happens. so it won't be like an issue. All I want is a smooth live stream. Can I get that? See, the streams can never go smooth. It's crazy. All right, so I'm wondering if you guys can hear. You should be able to hear. I'm gonna turn my volume up here. See what happens. You know what? Okay, I apologize. This is crazy. Well, hopefully you guys got something out of this. I went through everything, some of the things I thought was pretty cool in the beginning of the video. I wasn't doing nothing major. I was undoing. I just so happened to have my volume down. Now, the issue was now that I have my audio back up. Let's turn this. I can see what's going on. Okay, so if I click on the instrument that is not attached to anything, you're still gonna see that you getting a signal, but there's no sound coming out. So now let's go to battery. So you really can't solely go based on the signal when it comes to MIDI instruments. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe that's a signal letting you know that the MIDI works. Definitely getting MIDI information. I don't know. You know what? I think that might be the issue because now I'm looking at it, I'm pressing really soft. This is something I'm just noticing. I'm pressing really soft on my keyboard on the sound that you should hear, and it's like the I think that's MIDI information. If you're looking at my range window, it's like it's coming through every time, like the height of it. So it's not showing the volume. The actual volume would be off to the left where you see in the vector window or in my range window down. No, my mixer window down here. Now that's the true signal of the sound itself. So I think these little indication on the side of it is just showing me that I'm getting a MIDI signal. That's what I wanna say. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I hope you guys can hear the sound now. All right, so now I was having an issue with the metronome. The metronome is doing something interesting that it shouldn't be doing. This is my pre here right here. I know that my pre-count. Sorry, my pre-count, and my metronome is supposed to be. I think that's something I need to fix. Because if I click on the metronome, that means that it's play all the time. Metronome is supposed to play while I'm playing. Click in recount. Only click in play. The accent. Let's see what that does. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Something different happened. But we're gonna turn the metronome on for right now. I'm not about to troubleshoot those issues with you guys. I don't want to bore you or whatever. So for instance, all right. Now, let's you see these new layers keep popping up. So let's quantize that. If I'm metronome. Okay. Let's 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 loop that there. All right. Now, if I select this here, no, that's the latest one. No, that's okay. Okay, that's something I did before, but this is what I want to say. Say, for instance, I select this here. I think that was the version before I fixed it. So this is the latest one, the third layer. I'm not really sure why I'm not getting the other kick. Yeah, I think that's how this is working. It's like comping here, because once I select on a certain area, it's like as you can see, it's almost like it's chopping it. So this is like, yeah. So I guess that's how it works. And then you can choose to activate the layer or not. You can also delete that layer. This is what duplicated, but see, I'm not really understanding why or the reason behind these layers. But I do know that they are sort of acting like comping right now. I mean, it's pretty cool though. I dig it. Now I see my kick down here. Just don't know why it's not showing up here. You know, for one. Oh, so if I activate that layer, there's my kick, my first kick. Huh. Hey, you learn something new every day. Let's add that in. I just add that in, and as you can see all the way down here, but this one is a take. This one is labeled as take. Okay. That just threw a spin ball at me. Okay, that one is labeled as take, but the other ones are layers. Hmm. Hmm. That's very interesting. Let's see, if I make this active, it's only going to make the last one active. Or make this layer 4 active, it's going to put back. This is like confusing, but it makes sense. Like if if you're reading the notes or the MIDI, you can see what's going on. All right, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna just try to mess around with something. I'm gonna add a page aid on this. Now, this is not a concept I came with by myself. This is a concept that was given to me by my boy T White. All right, I think I might name this concept T White something. Okay. Said put our page aid on your drum. So I'm gonna just play around with it. It's like it's changing the pattern. Pretty cool. That's dope. Does that change anything in the record panel? Shift Option R. Well, let's try that. Shift Option R. Shift Option R just brings up the recording mode. But that's pretty cool. I usually just go down here to this wrench down here to activate that stuff. But let's see. But that's a good observation. Recording mode, input quantize. I usually just go up here, activate my input quantize, which is the same thing. Okay, good stuff. Record, mix, instrument, loop, record, mix, note, repeat, place. Takes to layers. You know what? And I click that on. Takes to layers. Let's see what happens if I add something different. Seeing that I got that not checked. But that's dope though. What this arpeggiator is doing. It took a simple beat and kind of made it complex. And that's dope. I gotta call my boy T White. He been telling me this forever, and this is my first time actually. I'm just holding down a note, but it's like you have a note repeater on. Let's deactivate that. Let's bypass it. You know, if I hit it one time, blah blah blah. So the arpeggiator is doing something pretty cool. 3, 4. Okay, so what happened was, if you don't have your takes to layers on record it, like it won't put it in a it won't do anything down here below. And I'm wondering if this was something that was already in Studio One. Could be wrong. I just went in one day and kind of did something different and noticed that, man, this is new. So this may not be new now that I'm thinking about it, because I was just like, man, I came down here to the record mode because my thing was I was trying to figure out how to avoid the overlaps. You know, when I do stuff like what we doing now and that's dope. When I find new sounds or whatever in the same kit, I want to add it to it and not delete it, because what it was doing, it was like deleting everything I did to record the new thing, and I just went in and changed up a setting right quick to see if it avoid doing that. And I mean, this might be something that was already in here the whole time. That, you know, you live and you learn. So that's pretty cool. I just thought I'll point that out, because I don't see people doing production like this. However, I did see something similar to this in Studio One 2. I have a buddy who had the older version. Every time he records something, it was like these bunch of things come up. So I think now I know what to tell him. It might be something takes to layers. Just have to deactivate that. So now I think of it, that's probably not a. So y'all forgive me. I'm still new to Studio One 3. I'm still new, but it works. I come from Logic Pro, and I've done several projects in here so far. So yeah, let's see if I can think of something else. You guys got any questions? Let me know. I see y'all. I see y'all asking questions. Anybody else have any questions? And it doesn't matter how stupid it may sound to you. Ask it anyway. I'll answer it. Same thing I was thinking of, about was that new or not. Yeah. Reaper said he was thinking if it was new or not. Now I'm thinking it's probably not new. It's new to me. Put it like that. It's new to me. I didn't know that exists. So I apologize for putting that off on you guys, but I do know that sometimes when you update, like personas mention a lot of things, but some things you may not see or may not catch. And I just immediately assumed that this was a new update. But I'm gonna put that back because I think I like that. And before what I was doing was I would just join the two together like that. But it's almost as if when I add something, I don't have to do that. So I'm thinking I'm going to leave text to layers in there because I don't have to like join the two anymore. Now, whether that okay, let's do that over. Maybe I hit it before. Okay. I'm thinking let's try quantizing this first. Now, because I have the page 8 on it, the page 8 just off the top of my head, I know that it will shift and do different things as new things are being introduced into that chord or whatever. So my pattern got lost. I had to play with the yeah, I just gotta play around with it. It just changing up everything. Okay. All right. So I let's see if I have any more questions. I had fun. This was awesome. And the reason why I do these streams is so I can interact with you guys. And I never try to post that I know everything. This is great. I like doing things this way because you guys teach me stuff, and if I know something, I definitely would share that with you guys. So I think that this was great. This was absolutely a great learning stream. I've made a lot of mistakes, you can see, and it's cool. That's cool. That's the thing about being a music producer, a music composer, whatever it is you're doing. It's awesome to make mistakes. A lot of times um, mistakes end up being the final or polished sound, or mistakes being something new and innovative to the world. You know what I mean? So when you make mistakes, I'm a perfectionist, right? I beat myself up time after time, timeless time. But when you in the music era, mistakes sometimes help you understand something new, or mistakes help you understand the situation that you're in. So I wouldn't beat yourself up so bad you make a mistake. Just learn. Study your craft and do it more. More and more you do it, the better you get. As you can see, I'm in Studio One every single day. All right, I'm always mixing. All right, I do music production here as well. I'm getting used to it. There's still a lot of things that I can improve in. It's a learning tool, and I definitely I love Studio One the way it's set up. There are some things about Studio One that I feel like they could implement just a little bit better, and that's only in terms of where I come from. But I'm trying to break away from our ways of doing things in the past and adapt the new way of doing one. So that's why I'm falling in love with Studio One, because their way of doing things is a little bit different from my understanding. But when you get into it, it's like, wow, I get why Studio One placed this right here, or I get why they built it like this. Something else. There was something else I want to show you now. I'm thinking of, like, if you guys was to play with the split view. I don't know if meaning you guys even know what the split view is, but like, so we can activate the split view. It was from the plugin. I think I have to have audio something. Let's bounce this down. Bounce this. All right. So now I have. Oh, I needed to have a plugin, another plugin. That's why. But since I got the bounce down, I just want to show you guys, like, can you guys see that? This is what I was mentioning earlier. Bounce down stuff. It was like a high spike right here in this area. It was like right here in this area, like the tip of the wave, and I have to do stuff like this. Take the track, tip of it, the tip of the audio. Sorry, tip of the audio. But you guys know, sometimes I'll just take my cut tool and cut it. Bam. You know what I mean? And that was just something I had to do all the time. But now I don't have to do that because they fixed that. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So what I want to show you now is, say for instance, I add a effect from somewhere. Say we add, let's go to my favorites. Say we add a compressor. So now I can go to my split view. This was something that I thought was pretty cool because I use split view time to time. It looks a little confusing. It's back end technical stuff, like what the heck is. So I got my split view, and let's insert. Oh wow, okay, cool. Let's insert split view, and I can move this over in my right side. What they also implemented was volume here, and you can control the volume as you go in, and you control it like that, or you could double click and add your values in like that, which is pretty cool. Or you had to add some type of something up underneath it if you want to say you wanted to like bring the volume up on the compressed side or whatever. And this is the non-affected side. This is the compressed side. So basically, in the splitter view, you can activate different plugins on different side on controlling the path. Like this is great for parallel compression. This is something I get into quite often, like parallel compression. Make your track like even more excited without distortion, that type of thing, and you can control the volume that way. I have another question. Reaper says edit volume control editor. Let me read that again. Oh, you're saying that they added volume control to parallel path and channel editor. Where is pretty cool. Are you talking about the splitter? When you say the channel editor, that would be the mix window, right? Yeah, you're gonna have to teach me what that is. You saying I'm not really sure exactly what you're pointing out there. Editor. Let me read that again. Volume control. So this will be the volume. Yeah. And you said channel editor. I don't even know what it is. Section. Channel editor. There we go. Okay, that's channel editor. I didn't realize that was what you call it. Wow, you learn something new all the time. Wow, thanks. I appreciate it. That is what you're talking about. So this is the channel editor. Okay. I call this the plugin window. Okay, well, channel editor. Okay, cool. So now it makes sense of what you were saying. Parallel effects, path, and channel. Okay. So when you go to the split it, like I was at, yeah, dope stuff. Ain't doing much because I deactivate. Actually, it is doing something. I just don't have my my plugin crashed on me. That's another thing. Okay. Let's turn sound effect back on. That's dope. Did y'all hear what this? Never mind. Y'all ain't even listening. Y'all don't hear what's going on. That's cool. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of. Let's compress that. Okay, so say for instance, trying to see how do I go back to that the other window where I can see everything. I can pitch stuff. Anyway, there we go. I have to click on them. All right, so okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break this path right here where the compressor is. No, I'm not. I'm going to break the other path. That's what it sounds like, just to compress on it. So I'm gonna compress the crap out of it. Right? It sounds too squash, right? So if I go back to my splitter and activate the original signal with the compressed signal, that's how we do parallel compression. Now I'm gonna add it in. I think I did that wrong. But anyway, that's dope. That wasn't there before. The volume, how you can change the volume inside the splitter view. Again, you can go in and control certain frequencies. Like I could go in and control just the bass frequency of this track here, or the high frequency of this track here, just with compression. And I think that's pretty dope. But in order to do that, you had to have another plug-in to control the volume or whatever, and they actually add that in there. So that's pretty cool. So now I am going to end this stream for real this time. I believe I showed you guys everything that I was trying to point out. I wrote it before you got to it. Yeah. There's a delay. There's a big delay, guys. So you guys type your questions. I may have already touched on something, and then question comes. Like your questions, I can see real time, but the video response will come later. Crazy, but all of that is just to it's thinking correctly. So anyway, I appreciate you guys coming out. I love you guys. Y'all are the best. You guys make me cool. Keep the questions coming. Subscribe and tell more people. Share my video. Like it. Share it again. That's what helps me. Helps me grow. More people got more questions, and I answer questions. Questions that I don't know the answers to, I will go and research and try to attack it in the video. Again, like I said, I will be focusing on creating another course for music producers in regards to Studio One here. Seeing that a lot of people are into it, it's crazy. All of my friends converted over because of me. Crazy, like man, like they wasn't budging, and I was the same way. I was in Logic Pro. Logic Pro was my main dog. I was doing everything. I was doing everything from editing videos, the vocals or music or whatever, putting music to videos, that type of thing. I was doing stuff like mixing everything, instruments, fire song, vocals, doing vocal editing, using Melodyne as my plugin. It's my favorite plugin. Videos, editing vocals, and music production hands down. Like I still think that Logic Pro got it on lock as far as music production, in my opinion. But now I'm doing all that stuff. Oh, and mastering, getting into mastering. But Studio One has made it absolutely like hands down like the best as far as mastering, because they have a project page dedicated towards mastering. And to me, this is not one of those things where I switch to something and because it's hot. I didn't do that. Just like Machine, like when I grasped the concept of what Machine was about, I didn't jump on board because everybody was talking about it. I purchased this thing based on my needs. I need. So I want to encourage you guys. That's something I may talk about in my course. Like purchasing stuff, you don't want to purchase stuff because everybody's talking about it. You want to purchase something that production. You buy and spend $1,000 and waste your money on this, and I really necessarily need it for what you're trying to do. I need it for what I'm doing. I actually use machine that alone app, the software to create music. You know what I do. I also use machine as a plugin a lot in Studio One to create drums and whatever other sounds I'm going to have to use. Studio. I use Machine Studio a whole lot. So me investing that money in something like this definitely paid off. Sense for what I'm trying to do. You guys, you know, it may not take all that. I don't know. Hey, some people have Renaissance. Actually, man, get the thing too. You know, also, and I'm like, well, if you got the Renaissance, I think you good. Renaissance is not a bad tool. It's actually a great tool. Is you know, just depends on what you're doing, what you're after. So, but anyway, I'm going to log off. Um, I have fun. My name is Elip, and just remember, music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture. And I am out of here. See y'all next Thursday.